Hi everybody, how are you guys doing today? AMC Bigums here. I hope everybody's having a good day. This video is going to talk about the Nasdaq's new extended trading close rule, the ETC. A lot of people saw this tweet a couple days ago, and they're freaking out thinking that everybody is now going to close their shares, their short positions out. This is how they'll stop a squeeze at a set price because they are going to close their positions out now 5 minutes after hours, and it won't affect the market price. So let's get right into this video, and I'm going to explain why people feel this way, what their train of thought is, and then I'm going to explain what this actually is. And then at the last thing we're going to talk about is ways of market manipulation with this. So without further ado, let's get straight into the video. This tweet came up the other day and says that Nasdaq's extended trading close ETC is starting March 7th. It will give institutional investors the opportunity to easily execute remaining orders after market close without creating market impact. Now, the key thing there is execute remaining orders. So just so everybody understands. Now, if you come and click on this link here, this will pull up here. It says that on March 7th, Nasdaq will introduce extended trading close, a groundbreaking new feature that will enable investors to trade at the Nasdaq's official closing price until 4:05 p.m., which is 5 minutes after its closing auction ends. For these 5 minutes, Nasdaq will continuously match orders at the official closing price with the same efficiency, neutrality, and transparency provides during regular trading. Down here at the bottom, if you look down a little bit more, why they say this is needed is trading is a different animal after 4 p.m. The available liquidity is thinner, spreads are wider, and vitality is higher. Why? Because they don't have retail's order out there to grab. So the supply is completely dropped. So supply and demand, you have all these to happen because of it. So what they want is people after hours to find better spreads, that better form of liquidity. So for 5 more minutes, they're going to offer that better form of liquidity to these investors. Now, if you guys go ahead, I don't like to just sit there and read this type of article because, you can go down. I'll put this on the bottom so you guys can keep reading it. But I like to look at actual, straight, all right, here's the Nasdaq's form. Here's what the Nasdaq has to say. So if you pull up, I'll put this on the bottom too. So if you pull up the Nasdaq's trading thing, frequently asked questions. How does Nasdaq ETC work? Nasdaq will accept and execute eligible. Now, you guys remember when I said right here, remaining orders? They have to be eligible for this, first of all, to even happen. Now, eligible LOC and ETC orders that have offsetting interest immediately following the completion of a closing auction. Now, a closing auction is what is used to determine, it's the last event of the day, trading day, and is designed to determine the closing price for each stock. Nasdaq, if you come down here, it says Nasdaq developed a closing cross to determine a uniform closing price for securities at the end of the trading day. Customers and firms may enter or cancel on close orders at any point starting at 7 a.m. up until 3:50 p.m. After 3:50 p.m. on the close orders may not be entered, canceled, or modified. Orders entered as a legitimate error may be canceled at 3:55 p.m. Now, on the close orders, now, like I said, these LOCs, limit on close orders, are what they're talking about. This is what we're looking at here. So remaining LOC orders from the auction. So a lot of people, this is where a lot of people are getting mixed up. They think that they're going to be able to dip into the Nasdaq retail orders. They don't have access to Nasdaq's retail orders. They can't take our orders after and then start filling these short shares like people are thinking. They need that liquidity. They still need these LOC orders, and that's going to be so limited because who honestly uses LOC orders and who sends them to the Nasdaq? So like I said, that the amount of liquidity that's going to be inside of this is going to be so minimal, they're not going to be able to cover like a lot of people are thinking. On top of that, because it's going to be ETC orders also, it's going to be institutional to institutional. And this is all tracked in filings. So we will be able to see all that. So the form of manipulations that people think is going to be able to happen would not be able to happen using this thing. So like I said, they're going to take what are called imbalance orders. If you guys look over here, I was talking to Dave Lauer and kind of getting his take on it is, what he meant. And it says, I was talking to him about types of manipulation, things like that. He says exchanges don't do anything like that. The only way a trade happens is there's two broker members submit an order that are paired off. So like I said, every order has to have a buy and every order has to have a sell. So this is mainly going to affect institution to institutions. The main reason why this is used, for example, I'm a mutual fund on rebalancing day. Now remember I told you about those imbalance sheets, those imbalance orders. If you want to reimbalance your imbalances, you will send in an order like this. Well, you want to get 1,000 shares on your imbalance, but you maybe only get 100 or 900 shares in that closing auction. So you still want to get 100 shares to finish off your imbalance. What you're going to do is you're going to look in this ETC and see if that there's any remaining shares that you can get. Why? Because you want to try and still get it in at that price before your imbalance, before the next day, in case in the after hours you see a giant jump in price action. So this isn't going to be used for hedge funds and all this stuff like a lot of people are thinking. There's not going to be this unlimited available liquidity with all of our orders that went through to the Nasdaq. Like I said, there's a whole bunch of things that they have to qualify. They have to be eligible. Starting from 5 seconds after 4 p.m., Nasdaq will give information about any order imbalance that exists among orders on the ETC book, along with executed shares since the beginning of the ETC. During the ETC, orders will match continuously at that price. Orders in the ETC may be canceled or modified at any time. So like I said, this is going to be basically matching orders on these imbalances, matching these guys that can, like I said, they can sell it, they can do these LOCs. If there's any liquidity in there, they'll take them, because those, instead of them being canceled at the end of the day automatically, they'll give them an extra 5 minutes for people to be like, all right, you can still grab these as well. But like I said, there's not going to be anything crazy to where they can sit there and dip into Nasdaq's liquidity. It's a super, super small amount of liquidity, and it has to be eligible. Like I said, this is not going to be a way for these shorts to get out of anything. This is something a lot of people don't understand, because what they're seeing is it doesn't affect market price. They're like, oh my God, this is a dark pool. This is a publicly traded dark pool. In a form, I guess, in a sense, yeah, I guess you could say that, because it doesn't affect market price. But we're seeing that. The difference between a dark pool and this for institutions is institutions, what they'll do with dark pools, they'll do large sweep orders so they can get those executed as fast, and they want to get them executed at the best price. Well, this will stop sweep orders, basically, or large orders being attacked by these algorithms. They can't front run, they can't do everything. Why? Because they're already going to be at a set price that they have to fill the order at. So it takes away manipulation again for the institutions as well. But like I said, guys, this isn't going to be this cure all to stop the squeeze. There's nothing they can do to stop the squeeze. This isn't going to be anything to where they can suddenly cover shorts and they have all this liquidity. It's going to be, from one institution mainly to the other. If we can do LOC orders, if there's remaining those LOC orders left, then they'll take those. I guess if retail can use those. But like I said, who the heck does those? Not barely anyone. And who's going to do them? You can, if you really care about those LOC orders, if you want to do those, just direct route your LOC order to a different exchange. It's that simple. So if retail really wants this to not be able to be used, and just have them do institution to institution with liquidity that was left over from the trading auction, then all we need to do is, like I said, put your sell orders, LOC orders to different exchanges. So like I said, this isn't anything to panic about. This is nothing to worry about. This isn't anything they can do to hurt us. So Dave also put up a tweet about this. If you guys want to look up his explanation, there's actually a exchange in Canada that is just like this. It's called the TMX exchange. But like I said, you still have to have two sides of the trade no matter what. So even if you get those LLC orders in there, they still need to be sell orders for them to buy them. So if people are putting in buy LLC orders, guess what? They're not going to be executed. So like I said, because they always need two sides of the trades, guys. So we're not selling. No one's selling. No institutions are selling. So they're not going to be putting sell orders, sell liquidity into this. So like I said, it's really nothing to worry about. And all this stuff will be tracked publicly. We'll see it on the public data feed, level 2. And on top of that, like I said, you'll see it in the institutional filings, guys. So nothing to worry about. A lot of people just freaking out because they just don't understand. But like I said, I'll put these links here. You guys want to check out, read way more into this. There's a whole bunch on here. But like I said, this is a lot about nothing. But thanks, guys, for listening. Have a good day.